All right, on the next piece of gear we're going to cover for the Get Back to the Gear Waypoint Gemini Edition is the Talisman Jacket. This has just been an incredible piece for us. The team at TAD has been super stoked on this piece since it's been out. It's been a little bit of a sleeper in terms of customers getting it and just absolutely falling in love with it. You don't see a lot of people talking about it, but it gets worn and loved a tremendous amount. This is in the Havana colorway, and this is heavily used in the field, in the dirt, in the mud, in the rain, and the snow. So to give you an example of just kind of how it's going to look after maybe 3 to 4 months of hard wear, the Havana color really starts to lighten up, and you start to get some of these darker shades, and the dirt doesn't necessarily linger around, but it kind of creates different tones within the Havana brown. So to show you an example of just kind of how it's lightened up, we have a brand new one right off the line right here. So you can kind of see the difference in fresh off the factory line, 3 to 4 months of hard field use. So it really develops some character, and that's the great thing about, in particular, the Talisman Jacket and the Road waxed cotton piece is as you wear them, they kind of develop a little bit of personality of the wearer. If you're using them in the field a lot, it's going to get some of that dirt and debris. It's going to develop, not necessarily wear spots, but places where the waxed cotton's going to lighten up depending on how you use it. And the other great thing about it is, depending on the garment that you want, you can apply more wax to it to make it stiff. You can wear out the wax that's applied to it. We do a very light application from the factory, so it's very easy to get that kind of worn out of it. So if you want a much more lighter piece, if you will, or something that's a little softer to the touch, not quite as stiff as applying a full coat of wax to it, you can certainly do that. Or you could kind of meet in the middle and reapply it every 6 months as you wear it. So it's really a piece that you can customize to how you want it to look and how you want to use it in the field. It's kind of a traditional M65 design in terms of the pocket layout. So you have 2 breast pockets that are just button closure, and then you have 2 bottom pockets down here, again the same. I tend to leave the top ones buttoned, the bottom ones open, because that's where I like to just kind of rest my hands in when I'm just hanging out or whatever the case may be. But those do button shut should you need them to. I mean, you can see just the difference in the coloring of leaving this tucked versus this being exposed to more of the elements. Failed to mention, this is waxed cotton from Scotland. It's from Haley Stevenson out of Dundee, Scotland, and it has a really nice, on the inside, it has a really nice just tag from Haley Stevenson there. So this is, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of fun to call it, this is the great-grandfather of the Stealth Hoodie LT, if you will, or really any modern waterproof technical garment. The waxed cotton was used by sailors back in the early days of exploration as a waterproof garment. Now, this isn't seam taped like modern technology, so we don't like to call it quote unquote waterproof, but it's highly, highly water resistant, just like our Stealth Hoodie LT or our Raptor hoodie. It's going to bead water, it's not going to absorb it, and you can always apply more wax to it should you want more water resistance. Going back over, we have button cuffs, so you can button that down if you're going to wear gloves. You can button it down on the glove to just keep some of the elements out. You have a reinforced elbow, as you can see here. So key wear spot, the elbow. You have reinforcements here on the shoulders, so for wearing a pack or whatever the case may be there. And then another great feature, so you have a zippered closure, but then you also have a button closure that covers that zipper. So if you were to come across real inclement weather, you could really zip this up, button it down, and you're not getting any exposure of the elements inside. It's going to block wind, it's going to block rain, it's going to block snow and mud and dirt and debris. You have a zip out ventile hood You can see here, so you have a zipper that goes all the way around. So you would open that up, and you'd roll out this water-resistant Ventile cotton from England. So you have a 3-piece, fully adjustable Ventile hood that you can see here. So you really get into some inclement weather. You could deploy the hood, cinch it down, and be fully protected from the elements. Going around, I kind of already touched on it, but going back to the inside, it is lined, so you don't have to worry about that waxed cotton, the wax on the cotton penetrating whatever garment you're wearing under this. You do have one internal pocket here, zippered pocket. Great for cell phone, sunglasses, whatever the case may be there. It is lined as well, so that's where you would put something you didn't want to get some of that wax residue on. You could put it in that pocket. And then last but not least, it does have vented pits, as you can see here. So it's not necessarily an insulated garment, but it does provide a layer of warmth just because of the elemental blockage it provides from the wind and the rain. So it can heat up. If you wear it with like an equilibrium jacket or an equilibrium vest, you're certainly going to get some warmth from it. And then just having those vented pits helps ventilate some of that heat. So again, this is the Talisman Jacket. It is an incredible piece. It's beautiful, elegant, has a lot of heritage to it. Like I said, it's, you know, the key selling point with this guy would be it's kind of the great grandfather of the Stealth Hoodie LT and the Raptor hoodie. It has some traditional elements to it. It has a little bit of modern design to it, but it's a great piece to wear. Just about in any situation you'd wear a Raptor or a Stealth hoodie in too, and it looks good on the street as well. So, Talisman Jacket.